Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be walking you guys through some ballet and technique basics that are really important for you to know as a dancer. So it's important for us to understand these ballet techniques because it's important for a dancer and it just provides us with better posture, better balance, more coordination with our hands and feet, better poise, and overall better technique. The first basic you should know is a turnout. So this is probably the first thing you'll learn if you walk into a ballet class. Essentially, it's just a rotation of your legs from your hips. So it starts from your hips and your whole leg just turns out until your foot turns out. So if you're standing in first position, which means your feet are pressed together, if you're standing in first position with your feet together, your heels together, your toes are pointing outwards, and you're really rotating from your hips. So you should always be in this turned out position unless you're told not to, which you're probably not going to be told to in a ballet class. Second basic is the positioning of your legs. First position is what we just described, your feet together, heels together, and your feet turned outwards. Second position is the same thing, but now your feet are slightly wider than your hips and they're out. Third position gets a little more complicated, and one foot is going to be in a first, and the other foot is just going to be inside that other foot in the middle, and both are, of course, turning out. Fourth position is the same third position, but the foot just outwards, not touching the other. Fifth position is the same thing, but your foot is touching your toe now. Let's move on to basic number 3. Basic number 3 is arm positions. First position with your arms is your arms are in line with your belly button and just in front of your torso. Second position is your hands slightly outwards or outwards all the way, and your elbows are up and you're really engaging and flexing your muscles. So if someone were to try to bring your hands down, they can't because that's how much you're engaging your muscles. Third position is one hand outward in second, and the other hand out in first. Fourth position is one hand, again out in second, and the other hand is going to be above the head in what I usually call a stop sign. Fifth position is same thing, both hands now in that stop sign position. Basic number 4 is a plie. A plie literally translates to a bend. So a plie in a ballet is just that. A plie means a bending of your knees. When you're plieing in second position, make sure your knees never go ahead of your toes because that can also cause injuries. And when you're plieing, again, make sure you turn out, especially when plieing in fourth and fifth. But those techniques are a little more complicated. A demi-plie is a smaller petite plie, and a grand plie is your full plie, your max. Grand plie in first, third, fourth, and fifth positions, make sure you're reaching your full forced arch, which means your toes are going all the way on the top when you go down to your full plie. Basic number 5 is a tandoo. A tandoo literally means a tighten or a stretch. So a working leg, when it extends, it tightens all the way, goes to the full point, and extends. So a tandoo can be forward, side, or back. Just make sure you're not lifting your foot off the floor. Basic number 6 is a battement. A battement translates to a brush or a beat of the working leg. Easier way to describe it, a battement is basically a tandoo, but now your working leg lifts off the floor. Basic number 7, our last basic, is a releve. A releve means lifting up, so when you're releveing, you're going all the way on top of your toes. This is also something you'll learn when you walk into a basic ballet class, and it's really important to not be lazy. So a lot of the times, some people start off with this. This is not a releve, but this is a releve if these were your toes. So a releve usually requires a prep or a demi-plie to reach the full. Sometimes a releve without a prep or a demi-plie is called an eleve, but that's just extra knowledge. So congrats! You've now learned the basics of ballet and basic technique and you're ready to start training. So to practice these techniques on your own, I would recommend to use a wall in your house, a kitchen counter, anything that would act as a ballet bar. And just make sure you're maintaining proper posture with your upper body and you're really mindful of what your entire body is doing. So if you're practicing plies, don't just work on your legs, practice what your hands are doing and make sure you're engaging your muscles because that just makes a really strong dancer. Keep practicing and I'll see you guys next time.